Shalom Israel, Brother Malak. Back with a biblical lesson. This lesson is entitled Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians whose fathers goes back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the 12 tribes are in fact the people, the children of Yasher Allah, is Israel, Yasher Allah in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. I mean, there's no getting over it. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. Who are the only people that have been taken through these many captivities? The silk trade, transatlantic trade, the sub-Saharan trade, all the island trades, all the slave trades that have manifested across the world. What people have been basically within these trades, these slave trades? It's only one people. It's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. When the Edomites came over to America, they traded the northern kingdom of Israel. The Native Indians and Latinos was trading them from America back to Europe. You know, when Christopher Columbus came to America, he brought himself 2 or 3 or 4 Hebrew interpreters. Why would he come over here to America with Hebrew interpreters if there wasn't no Hebrews or people that spoke the ancient Paleo-Hebrew? Because there were. You Native Indians, you Latinos, you Northern Kingdom of Israel, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes, you are the chosen people. And you Negroes, so-called Negroes, who fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the 12 tribes, you are the southern kingdom, Judah. So it's evident that we are the people, we be the people, and that prophecies are planned forth. Baruch 4:6, ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because you move God, Yahweh, to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh, God. You have forgotten the everlasting God, Yahweh, that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. So, you know, it was our ancestors' fault, our forefathers and foremothers. And really all of us, because we all, if you understand the regeneration of things, we are our forefathers and foremothers, and they are us. Everybody is playing out their lots, coming back within their lots, playing out their lots. It's quite amazing. For Baruch 4:10, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Yahweh the Ancient of Days, which the everlasting brought upon them. You know, so ultimately Yahweh is the reason for the season. He is the real reason that we were scattered amongst these heathen nations and went into these different slave trades of such. But the bottom line is, within that, there's gold in that, there's diamonds in that, there's liberty within that, because now we can substantiate or pinpoint with pure accuracy who the real children of Israel are, who the real people of Israel are. It's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. point blank, period. Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass if you will not hearken unto the voice, of the Lord your God, Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. And when you read 16 on down, all the way to 68, you will realize that, man, it's only one people, one nation of people upon this beautiful earth that fit these prophecies, these curses and prophecies. And don't get it twisted. The time is dwindling down, dwindling. The prophecies are manifesting. So we're going to reap the blessings also as a majority of a nation. The whole nation will reap all the blessings and promises. And I'll get into that further on. But here's a pinpointer. 68 that we love to go to because it just pinpoints it. Because there's only one people that experience this. Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again. Once you understand what Egypt is, yes, Egypt was a place where our people manifested their bondage and whatnot. And you had the Hamites that ruled Egypt, the pharaohs and Hamites, the so-called Africans, because Negroes and Africans are not the same people. And Native Indians and Latinos and Africans are not the same people. But the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians are the same people. They're the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And we used to, our forefathers and foremothers, and we used to serve in Egypt. But now, once you understand the scrolls and put these puzzles and pieces together in precept upon precept, you will understand that Egypt means bondage. Bondage, Neo. Bondage. One of my favorite scenes in movie history. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time, The Matrix, especially part 1. Morpheus. So Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again, because remember, we were already in bondage the first time in Egypt. So how can we, as I keep reading, it's going to entail. It says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. If we were already in Egypt, how can we go to Egypt again by the way of ships? If we were already in Egypt to begin with. You see how you got to slice and dice and precept upon precept. According to Exodus 21:2. Exodus 21:2. Should I grab it? No, I'll just roughly paraphrase. But Exodus 21:2 states that Egypt means bondage. It is the house of bondage. So Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoken to you, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And that word buy means redeem you, because we know if you're being sold as slaves, then people were buying and declining, checking you out. Was this like this? Was that like that? Treating you a whole human, the best of the humans, I should say, according to Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2, the children of God, treating the children of God like property. But that was the way of Yahweh. Clearly, it states that. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh, shall bring you into Egypt, bondage, again with ships, by the way whereof I spoken to you. Who the only nation that came over in ships, cargo, slave ships. Right here, you can pinpoint the transatlantic slave trade. Bingo. So this is another big marker that's evident within itself that clearly pinpoints who we are. And this gospel is ringing out in these last days. You know, you have so many prophecies popping off. These wicked heathens. And I'm talking about the rich ones, the ones that know, the movers and shakers. They're buying these bunkers. They're just buying up bunkers, fixing up their bunkers, making it luxury. You know, hoarding all the goods and supplies, and they're getting ready to make a run for it. Why? Because these prophecies are coming to pass. Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, is coming to get his people. Overall, Yahweh, the Father, is coming to restore and get his people. And it's going to go, and America is going to go out and flaming fire. And certain places like it is going to go out in flaming fire. This is why you have World War III on the brink. This is why you have these nations being riled up. That is Yahweh getting these nations ready for the valley of decision, the valley of Jehoshaphat, where Yahweh will plead for his people for all the wickedness that these nations have done. And that's what's getting ready to manifest. You know, it's the potato chip, and then it's World War III, or we got to go like that, because if World War III happens before the potato chip, then that will make the potato chip insignificant and irrelevant. So that has to take salak. That has to take its course, and then World War III takes its course. But you see these things happening. This is why the scriptures states and say, put away thee your mortal thoughts. Put away ye the mortal thoughts. Yes, we have to survive every day. We have to get up and work, make a living, to pay bills, to keep a roof, to eat, to keep some warmth. Put gasoline in the vehicle. We understand these things and comprehend these things. But are these things, should these things be the most important things in your life? That's really what that scripture is stating. Put away the mortal thoughts. Because I always say this when we out there, when that sky crack, and when those clouds move and that sky unravels like a scroll, as the scripture states and says, then everything we were down here, battling and fighting for and trying to manifest is going to be irrelevant. At that point, it's going to be what were you doing what message were you spreading? What actions were you doing to manifest who you ignorantly call God's kingdom and Jesus' kingdom, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai? At that point, everything is over. Now that's not, putting everything else that I just mentioned earlier on the wayside, because we still have to do these things while we on this side. We still have to survive. But, earthly things shouldn't be 100% of our goal down here. our goal down here is to serve Yahweh Yahweh Shai, specifically you Israelites, because the Father tells you, He tells you, if you keep my commandments, my statutes, my laws, do what I tell you to do, then I will take care of you. That's what Israelites fail to realize, and really, that's what the world fails to realize. That you, this body that you're vibing in, you didn't create this body. You didn't create this soul. You didn't create this earth. You didn't create nothing. You're a mere mortal. You're a creation. And I had the scripture on that. I brought it out in the last lesson, that our daily service is to give ourselves to who you ignorantly call God, and who you ignorantly call Jesus. That's the point of life, is to be in service unto them and to do the ministry work. That's the most important thing of really everything, because He can take your spirit tomorrow, He can take your spirit tonight, and all of that. But Matthew 24:14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So when you see this Kanye thing, Yahweh, He's the master chess player. And not only just Kanye, but it's everybody, even to the rich heathens that's bringing out the truth. Even to the famous heathens that's bringing out the truth, and even to the famous and rich Israelites that's bringing out the truth, even to the poor and lame Israelites that's bringing out the truth, even to the lame and poor heathens that's bringing out the truth. The point of the matter is Matthew 24:14 is being manifested right before your eyes. Matthew 24:14, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." And that's what's happening. This gospel, what is this gospel? That the children of Israel, or so, Salak, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because Israel is a patriarch society, it's a patriarch system, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that you are the 12 tribes, that you are the children of God, and that you have the commandments and the covenant given unto you, in which our ancestors didn't keep thoroughly at all, really. That's why the blood of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, was shed, or who you call, or who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. His blood was shed to bring us within grace. And within this grace period, we were to find ourselves and come back to Abba, come back to the Father, so that we can reap and receive what Yahweh has always predestinated and manifested for His children, which is the kingdom of heaven, and to be co-heirs under His, next to His Son or under His Son. Either way, I don't care. And that is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the kingdom of heaven that's been created already, as it states in the Apocrypha. That's the gospel, and that all the nations will serve according to Daniel 7:18, Daniel 7:27, Daniel 7:14, Daniel 2:44. That a righteous kingdom is coming. It's not even coming. It's here. So many prophecies happening, things happening, the waters drying up, wars, shortages, supplies. These rich, filthy, wicked heathen, they're trying to run. And I'm talking about the elitists, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Oppenheimers, etc., and all the other families that you don't know about and hear about, and all these wicked things that's just taking its course. All this stuff is just a buildup of prophecies. Prophecies. But, everybody's running to their bunkers. Everybody's stacking and stashing within their bunkers because they know that World War III is the inevitable. World War III is the inevitable. So that's what's coming down the pipe, man. That's what's coming down the pipe. Let's read some more prophecy. Baruch 3 and Baruch 3 and 2. Nope, Baruch 3 and we'll start at Baruch 3 and 4. It says, O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children which have sinned before you, and not hearken unto the voice of you, their God. For thee which caused these plagues cleave unto us. Yeah, this is why we're in this situation that we're in. To this day, till this day. It says, remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon the power and your name now at this time, for you are the Lord our God. Abba, our Yahweh, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put your fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon your name and praise you in our captivity. And that's what we're doing right now. Baruch 3:7. We have Yahweh has poured out his spirit, and he has awakened his elect, because the other Israelites, they don't get it, they don't comprehend it nor understand it. They don't know what's going on. They don't see what's coming down the pike or what's going on. But then again, I take that back. People see what's coming down the pike. They see what's going on, but they just don't have what is the scripture states that they have the zeal, but not according to knowledge. Roughly paraphrase. Baruch 3:7, it says, and for this cause thou hast put your fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon your name and praise thee in our captivity. We're in captivity. If you're not in Jerusalem, Zion, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, if you have not come home to your borders, then you're still in your places of your captivity. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much of this you have, how many cars you drive, and how many houses you have, how many shoes, this, blah, blah, blah. You are the children of God. You're supposed to be home within your borders, Jerusalem, Israel. This is why there will always be war in the Middle East, or the so-called Middle East, because the real people of Israel, as the governor said, or that president, I forget his name, he said the real Israelites, the real Jews, left black and came back white. I forget his name, but he's quoted a lot. And that's just the truth. Until we come home back to our borders, back to Israel, back to Zion, back to Jerusalem, there will always be war in the so-called Middle East. Baruch 3:8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Yeah, America, Jamaica, Britain, London, Canada, Australia, wherever. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where you have scattered us. That's why we in these different lands and different places. Because he scattered us. And he put it on the heathen's mind to scatter us even further. That's why it states in Joel 3:3-12, where it says, you have taken my silver and my gold and sold them far off unto the Grecians, roughly paraphrased. Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull it up. So it's so evident. It's so evident that we are the people. Always have, always will be. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Yes, this covenant is forever. This covenant is forever. And as a matter of fact, I can't even find what's the name, but I got Hebrews 8:8, so I'll just end it with that. Hebrews 8:8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Didn't say the house of Esau, didn't say the house of Ham, didn't say the house of Ishmael, didn't say the house of Moab, didn't say the house of Ammon, didn't say the house of Esau, didn't say the house of Ishmael, didn't say the house of Ham, didn't say the house of Ammon, didn't say the house of Cushites, Jebusites, the Hivites, the this height, that height. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come. That's the future. The future. The future is bright. It's not bright for the wicked, but it's bright for the righteous. For Yahweh has chosen the poor in this world, rich, filled with faith. Rich with faith, filled with faith, roughly paraphrased. But Hebrews 8:8, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes. And with the house of Judah, Negroes, Jamaicans, Haitians, blacks, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after these days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. We're going to be his people again. It's happening. It's manifesting. The Israelites are waking up within the four corners of the earth and the lands of their captivities, according to Baruch prophecies, according to other prophecies. It's happening. This covenant is forever, and it's only for the children of Israel. And these elitists, they know this. These so-called elitists, these higher-ups within these societies, the rich, the ultra-rich, the bankers, they know who the real people of God are. They know who we are. You cannot tell a lie unless you know the truth. You cannot tell a lie unless you know the truth. It's quite simple. All you have to do is look up the Russian icons, look up the Voronet icons. It shows you how the real people look. It shows you how we looked. It shows you how Yahweh Shai HaMashiach looked and the apostles looked. Russian icons, Voronet icons, the real old 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th century paintings of the patriarchs, of the forefathers and foremothers of Israel, Jerusalem. They're Negroes, woolly hair, woolly beards, bronze skin, brown, come in all different variations of brown, tan brown, light brown, dark brown, this brown, bronze, different shades of bronze brown, woolly hair. Some of our brothers and sisters were scattered with the different captivities, so they have straighter hair, this hair, that hair, but their fathers go back to the chosen seed, the chosen lineage. So, that's going to pretty much wrap this one up. But I'm just looking at these prophecies, as the scriptures say, be on your watch. We be on your watchtower. That's what we are. We're just watching the prophecies play out, because they're playing out, man. They're playing out. They're playing out. They're playing out, and there's no running from them, really. I wanted to get what's in it, but I'll get Ezekiel. Let's end it off with Ezekiel. Where are you, rather? Ezekiel, prophet Ezekiel. Quick on that sword, Ak. Bear with me, Yashala. Ezekiel 33. So this is our whole point of coming within our lot in this time. Ezekiel 33, Son of man, speak to the children of your people, the Israelites, the 12 tribes, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, and believe me, the sword is coming. This is why you see everything happening. Pestilences, famine, shortages. This is Yahweh bringing that judgment upon this land, America, and all the places like it. Son of man, speak to the children of your people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And that's what we've been set up to do. That's why you see this gospel going throughout the whole earth, as Matthew 24:14 states and put it. That's why you see all the prophets rising up, all the servants, the apostles, the watchmen, the watchwomen as well. You see us all rising up, coming into this truth and exposing this wicked, demonic queendom. It's not even a kingdom, it's a queendom. They all queers. They're all queers. It says, Son of man, speak to the children of your people, and say to them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchmen. We are the watchmen, the prophets, the apostles, the servants. We were set up in this lot to be watchmen, to get this truth, to spread it, to spread the gospel, to warn Israel. If when he sees the sword come upon the land, which the sword is coming upon America very soon, that's going to be World War III. And if when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever hears the sound of the trumpet and takes not warning, if the sword cometh and take him or her away, his blood shall be put upon his own head. So we getting this blood off our hands. He heard the sound of the trumpet, took not warning, his blood shall be upon him or her. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Right? So this gospel that we're teaching and preaching and pushing, those that take it and hear it and apply themselves and understand it and comprehend it, they save their souls. We are in the business of saving souls. It's all about your soul. That's really, and you were created to serve Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and to bring forth his kingdom of righteousness. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So this is why we always out there as much as we can on them highways and hedges, social media, word of mouth, this, however ways we can get this gospel out to get that blood off our hands. It says, so thou, O son of man, I have set you a watchman unto the house of Israel, the 12 tribes, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes. Therefore you shall hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. And that's pretty much the point. That's why you see everything crumbling. Everything is crumbling, because Yahweh is making it crumble. Because it's time for Judah and Israel to rise up and go back home. Our captivity is finished. I may have to end it on that one. Our captivity is about finished, I should say. It's really finished. Some little more preaching work to seal the elect, and hopefully Yahweh, sends his son, and we up out of here. The elect, these Christians, they call it the rapture. But the chariots will be here to, take the elect. But our affliction and punishment is just about done. And we can see that through the prophecies. We can see that because Yahweh has given us his Ruach Kadash and has awakened us. So that's how we know this captivity is just about up. And these Edomites and heathens, they know their captivity is just about up. had nice run, man. Nice run, killing and pillaging and robbing and lying and deceiving and hating God's people. But people don't realize that what goes around comes around. Lamentations 4:21 through 22. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, because Yahweh gave you your time. So rejoice and be glad and enjoy it. That dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto you. You shall be drunken and shall make yourself naked." And that's what's happening right now unto these nations, and not just these nations, but chiefly Esau, Edom, Amalek, the so-called. And they're being aired out left and right. Verse 22, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians who have been suffering. It feels like forever. Been at the bottom forever. Taken advantage of. Raped, robbed, pillaged, slain, lied, hated, envy. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. He will no more carry you away into captivity. This is it. This is the last stop of captivity. He will visit thy iniquities. Oh, man. He will visit thy iniquities, O daughter of Edom. He will discover your sins. So next up is Edom and the nations. Their punishment is next up, according to prophecy. This is why they over there, getting gathered up to go to war with one another. Yahweh is bringing them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision, the valley of judgment. Why? To plead the cause for his people, Israel, the 12 tribes. Yahweh's going to have it where these nations kill each other, blow each other off the map, destroy this beautiful earth, just so that the children of Israel will be back home. And that's the truth. And you got some of the, these presidents and governors within their nations that's trying to avoid World War III and saying it's not worth it. Let's figure something out. Let's do something else. And that's reasonable. That's very reasonable. You would want that instead of nuclear war. But prophecy is prophecy. And Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand. Roughly paraphrase. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand. Roughly paraphrase. So, what goes around comes around, man. The big payback, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. There will I plead my cause for my people. That's Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. With that, I want to say, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, whose fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes, scattered abroad. You are the children of God. You are the Israelites. We are Shemitic Israelites. Bloodline Hebrews, Jews, Israelites. Shalom.